It's day 22 of the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge, and today we're talking about 4 tips for better VFR and IFR radio communications with Magda. Car beat, power back, 10 degrees flaps, perfect landing, still starts the perfect pattern. What is happening, MzeroA Nation? Jason Shepard here alongside my beautiful wife, Magda.
Hi.
4 tips for better radio communications. Before we get into that, who's 22 for 22? It's pretty impressive. Of course you are. You are obligated to be 22 for. I would be disappointed if you weren't.
It's pretty fun.
32.45.
Let me make sure that wasn't for us real quick.
November 90520 Sierra Bravo, contact approach 132. November 90520 Bravo, radio check.
Yep, sorry, I was just playing that back. Repeat that frequency again, please.
90520 Bravo, 3245.
3245, 952 Sierra Bravo, thank you.
Okay.
This is going to be a great part of the video. You ready, guys?
Frontier 3625, contact Miami.
32.2. She said 45?
72,
yes.
Frontier 3625.
November 30.
Oh, Miami, good morning. I'm American.
Oh, off to a strong start. We're here, somebody. And then we're going to get to the 4 tips. This is like tip number 5 is a bonus tip.
Miami Center, Climate maintain, level 230.
That playback button is helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Miami Sirius 952 Sierra Bravo, level 5,500.
952 Sierra Bravo, Miami Center, verbiage, altimeter 3014.
3014, thank you, 952 Sierra Bravo. Thank you, Magda.
Yes.
Factor contact.
Well, welcome back to the video now. A little ad lib there and talking and having to use the play button. Amazing to see how all that plays out and works as well. Now we're going to get into the video, Magda. 4 tips for better radio communications. You've got tip number 1. You want to share it?
Yes. Always listen first.
Yeah, they saw a good demo of that, right?
A good one. So you don't know when you are calling, you don't know what the situation that's going on next frequency.
Yeah.
And there could be an emergency there, or
Right.
there could be, somebody else is in the middle of copying something important, and you don't want to just step on anybody else's mic or situation, right?
Right.
And that also works in real life. Always listen first. Don't jump.
What do you mean by real life? This is real life. This is real.
True. Marriages, at work,
Am I a good listener? Am I just a good listener in the airplane?
You are a pretty good listener. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dodge that bullet. Put in the comments, are you a good listener?
But as the wives. As
the spouses. That's right.
Spouses.
That's right. So 3 other tips for you. First is listen first. Like Magda said, when you flip over that new frequency, like you just saw, I needed to listen. I needed to also find a spot to speak, but I needed to listen first. I didn't want to jump in between like someone and catch someone else's readback.
Yeah.
Because that's so important to not step on that as well. Number 2 is watch the verbiage that we use. You don't want to say 3,000 for 5,000. 4, F-O-R. But it sounded like F-O-U-R. You don't want to use words like for or to, right? T-O or T-W-O, because that's confusing. Instead, 3,000 climb 5,000. 5,000 descend 3,000 instead. Another thing. When reporting, someone just said block. Maybe we'll save that for another. We'll save that for another video. When someone's blocked, just don't. It'll get figured out. Don't say blocked. When they call out traffic, there's no tally ho. There's no got 'em on the fish finder. There's none of this. What the AIM recommends is to say either traffic in sight, if you have them, or negative contact. Now I know some of you, I'm guilty of it sometimes too, say looking for traffic. While there's nothing wrong with that, the AIM just gives you 2 answers. And the AIM is not regulatory. It just says either traffic in sight or negative contact.
Yes.
The reason they don't like looking for traffic is because the word traffic is also in the positive, the affirmative, which is traffic in sight. It's like if you think back to the Tenerife accident where they told Pan Am, I believe it was, hold for take. I'm sorry, KLM, hold for takeoff. Not hold short of runway 5. They said hold for takeoff, which sounds very similar to cleared for takeoff, and that's where we got rid of that vernacular as well. So you need to be mindful of the words that we use, right? So avoid tip number 1 was listen. Tip number 2, avoid things like for or 2, because they can be confused for their numeric value.
Yeah.
Tip number 3 is try to use things like negative contact and traffic in sight. And the 4th tip is more at a pilot-controlled airport. that is, and even on an instrument approach, always asking the question, where am I in the ecosystem? You know, if I'm on a left downwind and I'm in a cirrus...
Sorry, number 952 Sierra Bravo, just be advised R2901 is active.
Understand, thank you, 952 Sierra Bravo. We'll navigate around that.
5811 Kilo.
We're going to figure that out in just a second. Let me finish that thought here real quick. If I'm in a cirrus on a downwind and there's a 150 on base, I'm going to need to slow up, right? Vice versa, when I'm in that 150, I want to either speed up or give way to that other aircraft. Where am I in that ecosystem? It's so important to check. So listen, what are some other tips you have for radio communications? We want to hear them. What a fun video, kind of spontaneous, with some fun different stuff that you can't script all that. So listen, thank you to everybody. Can't wait to read your comments down below. Have a blessed, abundant, outstanding rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, and most importantly, remember, the good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you.